Alright, January 25th, 2018. It's about 10 minutes to 11 p.m. Pacific. The market will be opening in the Euro within about an hour. I'll get started with the Bitcoin. Try to keep this as quick as possible. Right now, it's still on an hour chart. Price is still consolidating. And give me 1 second. Let me do a crosshair here. Why is it not doing that? Sorry about this. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Price still have not went past 12,050. But it did go above 10,500. In this case, it's highly possible that we are still in wave 4 on a larger time frame. What that means is if I look at a larger time frame for this particular chart, which it should have been right here, I thought. Where is it? It's here. This can be the bottom of wave 3, which I don't know where it happened to my 3, but 3 was there. But the low at 9,100 or so will be wave 3. This would be A instead of 4. And now this would be B. And now you could have a move up above, closer to about 12,000. That will be C, but it may not break 12,050. You will then have a move down to roughly 10,000 again for D, and then this entire move can play out for a couple of weeks, and then you'll have another move that'll go below. It'll make a new low. It can go to around 6,000, anywhere between 8 and 6,000. At that point, it'll reach its low, it'll find its support, and then price will make its way back up. So looking at that on a smaller time frame is you may see bounces between the current price of 11,004 and 10,005. If, however, price does extend and go above this turquoise 12,050, well, now you have a buy signal, and at that point it should go to levels of 13.2 and higher. Why am I not being okay? Yeah, so here it is finally. Oh, still not working. But as you can see there are some of the resistance levels that will eventually make its way up, basically. If it does find its support, and it for some reason this thing is acting a little strange today, so give me a second. It's not letting me squeeze the chart for some strange reason. So let me see if I can just move it up. Well, anyway, if it does break 10,500, which is this particular turquoise, then it's going to find its next support at the current low, so it'll actually do a retest. And at that point, if it retests, it's going to be a while before you see Bitcoin going back up. So definitely right now, there's no buy signals unless price goes over 12,050. So I'm just going to leave it at that with that particular market. I'll move on to Bitcoin Cash, where as you can see right now, price for the last couple of days has been right at that now resistance level, which was a support. It has to break 1670, but it also has to go from 1670 to 1880 in order for it to be a buy signal. While it continues to find support at the 1670, expect lower prices. It needs to impulsively go up in order for this particular low to be the low, or the current low from January 17th of 1361 or so. While it continues to play this support level where my turquoise is at, there's no buys. It's a consolidation, It's going to be a sideways move, and it's going to be a very choppy and tricky market. Risky, basically. I'll leave it at that. S&P 500. It's still, everything is up. It's up in the monthly, it's up in the daily, it's up in the weekly, it's up in all time frames. You may see a minor pullback, but the 2820, where my turquoise, it should find support if you do see a pullback lower than the 2831. Here, technically, at 2831 was a decent buy, but price doesn't do much at night. So throughout the rest of the probably the next 6 to 8 hours, you may see price kind of come in this area, but it's possible that it could come here, and if that's the case, then you'll have another wave to the upside. I'll try to have something tomorrow in this particular market. Alright, so alright, let me start on a 15-minute with the euro. 2 days ago when I posted, price was roughly right here, and it had just broke the resistance level that signaled a buy. I went short, and what happened was price did not go below 123, so I exited close to about 123.10. I didn't get much out of it, and I found another buy signal here. I took the buy at 123.35 actually, and I actually got out here. So I went from 123.35 to 124, about 35. I took 100 pips. I exited. My expectation was for price to come back to 123.65, and it didn't. So I missed this next 100 pip move. That's okay, because what I did is said, okay, if it didn't, most likely it would do it again. What happened? It did it again. It actually did it twice. So once I saw the move twice, but it did not break this support at 123.70, I went long at 123.69, basically. And as you can see now, I'm 79 pips in, and I'm expecting price to continue higher, hopefully. Before I go to sleep, my stop loss is already up. So I got in 20 plus pips in, but now that it's broken this particular support level, I feel confident moving this particular trade in the stop to about 124, just right under there, to lock in a few. It may find a bit of resistance at 125.15, but it has the potential to break this particular high and find support at resistance at 125.75, 126.24, or 126.82. If it goes to 126.82, that should be the end of that particular uptrend, and we should see some extreme consolidation to the downside. Looking at a 240 just to kind of see what I'm talking about. If this is the wave 3 and this is the 4, well, we're already 0.786 of 5, so 100% inequality will be 126.12 on the Fibonacci level. That doesn't mean that it will stop there. It can go higher. If it does that, great. I'll just continue to ride it, but it should come to an end pretty soon. As long as it's continuing up, then that's what I'll do. The next level of resistance on Fibonacci will be 126.40, and right now it's about halfway in there. And so if it gets to 126.40, I will definitely be raising my stop loss and eventually looking for a move to the downside, as this most likely should be coming to an end roughly between 126 and 27, maybe 128. As you can see, RSI is definitely overbought. and it's pretty much had some but I don't trade too much on RSI, but it is showing some signs of overbought. So the dollar is very weak at this point, pretty much on all cross pairs, on all dollar pairs. So I'm not trying to call a top. I'm just going to let that top ride. You got to keep in mind that if you look at my 240, and this happened back in November, I've pretty much been riding this market since 115. So that's 1,000 pips. Now I have not gained 1,000 pips out of there, but I've pretty much been calling longs since the end of wave 4 of what I had it. And it's been 100 pips here, 200 pips there, 300 pips here, just swinging it, just left and right swinging it. If you were a long-term trader, you could have just pretty much took the trade here at 116 or so and just let it ride and continue. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Moving back over to this so that I can finish off. This is my expectations. As of now, it's a decent trade. I can't complain. It's most likely going to continue up tomorrow, but if it reverses, if it does reverse, more than likely it may find some support at 123.25. At that point, then it may go back up. So I may get popped out with about 40 or 50 pips, and then it may come, to here and then go up. If it does, that's a good buy. If it does not reach my turquoise, but it comes to 123.65, that'll be the third attempt. That may also be a decent buy. So if it does not continue and it starts to consolidate and go down while I'm asleep, look for this particular area for a possible buy. I don't see this being the top just yet. So let's keep our eyes glued. I'll have something tomorrow. Happy trading.